just deal with this myself. I was like, oh, I muted myself. This is not good. And I was like, there we go. And then and then obviously dealing with that. You know, what a fun start.
I've just went on a run down the stairs, so that's the first bit of exercise I've had all year. Good start to 2021, but we're starting on ASCENT, Max, and I gotta say, I'm excited for SUMN FC to see these guys again. I really love their play style. They're clean, they're clinical, they're the young FPX, right? We always had this narrative of Boaster being the player that was looking up to Angel and wanted to be like him. He literally said that himself. His goal is to be Angel, and now he's beaten him. He's gotten better than him. Yeah. Making it all the way to the finals of First Strike over FPX. That's insane. The amount of success these guys have had early on. And of course, my boy Mystic. The Viper in Europe. I love this guy. But we won't see it here.
The Viper. I love it. You're giving him the Viper title. You know, Eccles is obviously coming for that crown.
He played it once. We'll give Eccles a little bit of time. We'll see where he gets. But Mystic, for me, he's the man. He's the one I want to see every single time. But I can forgive him for not playing it on ASCENT.
I get you. Well, we are about to see ASCENT go down. It's Monkey Business taking on SUMN FC. And we get to see what Monkey Business will be able to do when it comes to this. Remember, this is the home ground pick of SUMN. It's what they went for here. They'll be starting on this attacking side. And for now, it's very slow and steady. They're hoping, they're waiting for Monkey Business to potentially make some mistakes here. Then we've got the Frenzy in hand, and that is just a beautiful skin as well.
The skins in this game are just so gorgeous, man. I love it. And Dome has obviously been playing a lot of Sky because he's got the fully leveled up Frenzy. And there we go. AKM able to come through with the opening. That's mowed down. And a nice start to this defense. But Monkey Business decided to turtle back on because they've got a Killjoy basically solo holding information on middle and B with a very aggressive turret. They know that this is likely to be an A hit. They have all the information to play with, but now there's the bot activated in mid. So there's one player here. They start to rotate over, thinking it's a B hit, but they're about to find out how wrong they are.
A multiple-pronged attack, and SUMN, well, they keep him confused, and Doma's picking up easy kills with a Frenzy. He's not even being tagged up yet, and he's going in for more. The flash came out perfectly to help him out as well. And Doma, well, he is just doming. Head's being ripped clean off, and he's looking for some more. Oh my god, nearly trying to line him up. There's only... Well, he's going to do his best here to try and push in, but it's a 1v3. It's going to take some big magic to happen. Going to see if the turret can give him a bit of extra information to work off, but the positions here for SUMN are really strong. He's even got a flank starting to happen behind him. He needs to be oh so careful. And the spike position as well. He can't catch a break. Too many places to shoot from, and Boaster will come in to end it. A solid pistol round. And Pansy and Hypok were talking about this, right? That when you look at SUMN, when you look at what they do, it's the setups. It's this extra level of strategies that come in, and they showed it perfectly here on the pistol round.
Exactly. For SUMN FC, I don't expect this to be too tough of a series. We've talked about some of the previous games saying that they had really rough opening matchups, but SUMN FC are just such a strong team in Europe right now. It's not necessarily a negative comment on Monkey Business and their capability, but it's more the expectations I have for the SUMN FC lineup, and anyone outside of the top 5 I see as being easy food for SUMN FC to consume. We'll see if that's true, though. Maybe Monkey Business have got something up their sleeve. In this pistol round, obviously they're on Eco. They've got a couple of classics, but SUMN FC haven't upgraded. So there's always potential for things to go wrong. This is where, if you're the attackers, you want to group up. You don't want to offer individual fights. And there you go. 3 players on mid. That peek goes through. The drone is spotting everything. They're using utility to clear the corners and not taking any risks. That's exactly what you want. There. As they clear out short, they decide it's time to back off to mid, but look at this. On the back of the weaker weapons, Monkey Business don't mind playing risky and a little bit more aggressive than they would have if there were rifles in their hands. They push back down short, get a little bit of info, and fall back.
I love this move from Boast, though, right? While the rest of the players are pushing up on short and dealing with the potential aggression coming out of Monkey Business, he took a forward position at mid, gained some control, and again, they find Monkey Business scattered out a little bit here. AKM's going to be up high, just waiting for more players to come and back him up if they want to try and push up onto this. But again, they're now going into a retake scenario. It's 5v5, but straight away they're pushed back to quite a heavy degree. And with him on 1 health, and I guess the Sage Heal is already down. Nope, it's already back up. There you go, straight up into it. So he will have the chance to survive a little bit longer with this one.
Yeah, the health back up for the retake. They're going to need it. Monkey Business are in a pretty rough spot with those pistols. They try to force the close range fight, but Mystic is far away, taking them down with a Spectre. The Frenzy of Boaster catching one. Support from Jack, who even comes through with a lovely little kill on the turret. You never like to get taken down by those, do you? But you have to be low HP, really, for it to matter. Otherwise, it's just a little bit of a tickle.
But the conversion came in nicely for SUMN FC, so they get the 2-0 to start off with. Now they'll be looking for this bonus round in here. And so far, it's all Spectres in hand. Plenty of money stacked up on it. So they're going to go up against a fully stacked up Monkey Business. No operator early on with this one. And this is the round where Monkey Business cannot afford to lose it. It starts to look problematic for them here, especially with the Spectres. But they can be played on those closer range angles to play off of each other here. And already, we're seeing forward positions being taken. SUMN aren't looking to hide it out just yet. But they will forego the ult orb in SUMN's favor, and they're already stacked up on that, and so straight it. The Jet ult is online, and it's going to be popped in a round like this. This is what they want to try and play off of. They want to create some space and open up the site off the back of the Spectres rushing in, and with the Jet knives, able to fly on out.
Yeah, if you're SUMN FC, this is a round where you're feeling confident. As soon as those knives get pulled out, that's where the damage can be done, and one would presume it will be. I don't know if it's just me, Banks. I think I'm having a little bit of an issue with the sound. Is that for you as well?
Yes, I hear no sound, but we can continue on and just hope the magic happens and it comes back.
Cool. Just making sure I didn't mess something up.
Would be classic you, wouldn't it, really?
It would. No, it would, absolutely. That's why I ask. If anyone's going to do it, it wouldn't be me. So, they didn't destroy the bot. So, Doma's actually taking double damage. Makes it easier for Oni to take him down. This is a bit dangerous now. They've lost the player that was supposed to enter them through mid. Boaster's trying to do it with a frenzy in hand, and that is not an easy battle. Flanked out. He's given an opportunity, and with a better weapon, perhaps that would have been his fight. But it's not to be. Leaving it into a 1v4, and for Mo, even with that shock dart kill and spike plant, he's going to have a tough time closing this out.
Spike planted.
Yeah, 1v4. He's trying to get the extra chances in here. Lands a beautiful headshot onto AKM. There was a second player there as well, but he is finished off in the end. It was a tall task for him to try and take in his favor, but it certainly wasn't going to work out like that. And you see the smart play already from Monkey Business. They're splitting up on who will get the ult orb, preferring it to go towards their killjoy, who is the closest player towards getting it done. One more kill, and we will be there, charged up for the ulti.
Nicely done. Nicely done. But the thing is, with the buy they were up against, shutting it down is good, particularly the play on middle. But even then, that's because of the frenzy. They dropped 2 bullets into the bot and presumed it would be gone, but no. With a Phantom or Vandal, sure, but the frenzy not quite doing the same damage. So this means then, as they push up middle, you have your ulted Doma very, very vulnerable, quite literally, because he's taking that double damage. It's an easy entry, and from that, your strongest weapon, your best chance of closing the round, goes out the window. Now, though, they've got the full weapons in their hand, and this is where I think SUMN FC turn it around, and it starts out very nicely with Doma doming AKM, taking short control, and this A push is looking likely to be coming in any second now. A beautiful paranoia, a dash in afterwards, and that's how you open up a site.
Good flashes coming in. The teamwork was there. It's enabled someone to take a one-man advantage in the fight, and also they've got A site control. Ready and willing to get the spike plant down soon enough. Well, Mystic can just buy them more time. Put the Shadow Orb up high as Element. He wants to try and spam on through, but it's not going to work out just yet. They got to make a decision. If they don't get a kill soon, they just shouldn't push for this.
That's exactly it, right? Those spams were their chance to close this round, to actually go for it. But as soon as this is, as it fails, I'd almost see them falling back and trying to carry these weapons through. But they're going for it. They're sending it. Element able to at least catch Mystic. The problem is his teammates are trading it back. They've got a Hunter's Fury. This surely looks like an unwinnable round already for them. Even if you let the Hunter's Fury go, there's just too many players left to deal with. And Jack, he's on a side angle they didn't expect and didn't even react to. That is a disappointing round for Monkey Business. They knew, from the last 30 seconds, the round was lost, but really, you would have thought that they'd go in for the save.
Yeah, they went in a little bit too late for my liking, but we've also got to credit SUMN. These setups, these after plant positions they have is clinical, right? They're putting themselves in exactly the way, depending on where they've put the spike as well, how they wanted to attack this. They knew even with that Hunter's Fury not connecting, it forced them off for enough time regardless. And then you knew Monkey, if they wanted to do anything from that point, had to push. And the crossfire was just brilliant.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous stuff, Banks. It really was. And this is the thing. You don't want to have everybody stacked up where that Hunter's Fury is. A wall, a smoke, a molly, anything like that can just completely lock you out of denying that defuse. It's why they take so many different angles. They were pushed up in garden, they were on short, and they had the Hunter's Fury outside of the A site. Now, AKM, he pulls out not an AK.
Right
nor a M version of it. I guess that means medium?
Mini?
I don't know. Mini? Mini probably,
yeah, mini
actually.
AK, maybe small like you, Mitch.
Or it could also be because it's a Russian company makes it, right? So it could be a Russian word, maybe. Who knows? But the thing is, we've gotten to a point where you've got a lot of ults up for Monkey Business, but SUMN FC have their own, and they pop a lockdown and want to push right on into the A site. They know this back right corner is open. They have a breach, which is where I'd expect Aftershock to come. Oh, what a shot! Good night, AKM. Element tries to double peek it. I can't even flaw or fault the setup from Monkey Business there. What they did was right, but the shots from SUMN FC were just so clean. And that is another round for SUMN FC with a 4-1 lead now. The ASCENT attacking side looking very good for them.
You know what? We saw some of these people after First Strike main event, and they were saying, oh, okay, someone just got lucky across one event. You know they are going to want to prove a point and continue to deliver in the opening first official for the year for these guys. We know they're grinders. We know the time they're putting in, not just in official games, but also in the server, the scrim time as well. And they're looking to make a statement.
You know, when you look at SUMN FC, you have to realize this was a team with, similar to FPX, long-term goals. They weren't sat here saying, oh, we have to get into the top 2 of First Strike or else it's all gone to hell. Now, they were happy to just slowly improve. The thing is, similar to FPX, they're already at such a high position from the starting point. But there's still so much more they can do. Mystic. He's done this a couple of times. The shadow step over in A lobby, so he gets himself into the corner that they don't expect because they're peeking it early. They're holding the angle. Then he comes out of absolutely nowhere, materializes, and takes a kill, and bails right on out. A missed shot by AKM, and it cost him his life as well. The dash couldn't get him safely away. Element boosted up with his wall, but it didn't matter because Boaster was ready for a second, flashing, stunning, and looking to take the A site by storm. It even hits Tvik, who's caught off guard. He can't peek these players. Now they're out on the site, the double, and he's gotten both. This is huge. Tvik has the opportunity, but Doma proves to be too strong in the back of the site. The plant comes down. Oni has the ult to play with, but a 1v3 might not be the ideal time to pop it. A player could be pushing up through garden and about to break that window. He needs to make a move soon now. No information to play with. You always know there's going to be a player down below, but look at that. They all peek him at the same time. Clean, clinical, and SUMN FC. They've got another attacking round. Monkey Business struggling to find their footing.
Mitch, at some point until Tvik got those couple of kills on the site, it didn't even look like that was a gun round. That looked like that may have just been a pistol round for Monkey Business. And that's a big problem. First of all, it started off with Unco just getting picked apart. There was no opportunity for a refrag to come in. And then SUMN were able to just continue doing what they're doing. We talk about their attack side. We talk about the strategy and setup elements they have here. Well, right now they have that alongside everyone individually is hitting those shots. And Boaster, again, he's setting the team up so well.
Yeah, well, setting them up. I mean, he took 2 kills in open mid completely. That's even better. Check, going to be the one entering this time, but up against pistols, that's a bit of a problem. He's dropped outside of B, trying to push up. And off the back of that, we end up in a 4v4 with a weapon retrieved, with all the ults to play with for Monkey Business. Surprised they didn't go for the res there. I think they are now with the rotate coming back through, but this means it's going to be very delayed, and no one's covering the ulting Sova. That's really weird to leave Tvik like that. They realize their mistake, though, and take the trade. This is so winnable after the res comes through, and now a 4 versus 3. Still locked down online, and there we go. It's going to be popped up on... Oh, it's not up on top of the lamp, so a lot of the time you'll presume it is, but without a Sova on the enemy team having his ult, it doesn't really matter. You just pop it down and go for the retake.
It's huge though still for SUMN. They can play this well. The ult comes through, and it's going to knock them off the spike. but have they done enough to force him off it? They know where Mo's coming from. He's going to try and drone his way around, but instantly he's going to have to be taken into the fight. The Sheriff wins out that duel, and now Boaster, who was already low, can't hold on. It's Mystic from up above, and the time is ticking away, but he's landing all the shots. He's pulling it off. Beautiful work from Mystic. He's looking to land all the kills, pulls out the pistol, and whips Oni down. A 6th round secured for SUMN, but that was as close as it has got so far. All the back of that early B aggression we saw from Monkey Business.
Monkey Business got that spike halfway before the ult actually pushed them off it, and they made the decision, even with the Cloudburst still online, not to continue sticking it. The thing is, they had the man advantages, so they could have stuck the spike and had players just cover, right? Take the fights when the swings come through, and at least get trades, which would still put them in a better position. But instead, they waited for SUMN FC to take the fights and peak themselves. I didn't hear, perhaps I missed the cue, but I didn't hear them tap the spike again. And if they didn't, that is immediately a huge flaw. Because why would SUMN FC, if they know they've pushed you off the spike, why would they peek again if they don't hear you tap it? They know you're not diffusing it, so they'll play the time as much as they can. In the end, though, it's that flank from Mystic coming up through Heaven that wins them the round, because it did very nearly work out for Monkey Business, whether they stuck it or not. Either way, it doesn't matter if you lose the round, right? We end up back 6-1 with Monkey Business, having expended a lot of ultimates and a lot of utility into that previous round. Now they get their proper weapons out. The Operator, again, going to be a feature for AKM, and hasn't found any success, really, thus far. So this could be the turning point, having pushed down middle. A shot again missed. This is going to start to get really heartbreaking if that's the consistency that we'll see throughout the series.
Bomb grenade out.
I like that from the men as well, though, right? You saw him just do the draft jump just to make sure he's not going normal speed. It's probably very difficult for an AWP to think where he's trying to line it up, right? Go at the normal speed that comes out. AKM now will be back in position, though, to try and find some more success here. He's got backup from his teammate, and the corner's not checked. Both end up losing the spike. That's a big problem for him. The jet pushes on him, but Timic, he's been on point. His shots are landing. He's eventually taken down. The smoke will provide him the cover they need, but Monkey Business have a man advantage, and we haven't been able to say that all too often throughout this game.
No,
SUMN now.
Well, you go ahead, James. I cut you off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It happens, mate. It's online. We're not next to each other anymore.
I can't see your beautiful eyes.
Oh, I just want to give you a hug again.
I know.
No, I was just going to say that basically for SUMN here, they now need a mistake to be made on the other side. Unco does just get a 1-for-1, but it's just trading out, so still stays in advantage of Monkey Business. SUMN here don't have much time to work with either. They still want to try and go for it by the looks of it, maybe do some extra damage. If they opt for the B site, the lesser defended site, there is a chance, but the time's going to be oh so close. AKM, he has to land the shots. He misses onto the first one. Just about tags him up by the looks of it.
He does, yeah. Through the wall, he got the tag, but that was a good shadow step. Good awareness that the player could still be in the spawn. They rush in, they get the plant, and now it's dangerous, but they haven't spotted Mo. He gets one for free. The swing from Mystic, and that is how you win a 2v3. SUMN FC, they've shown it again and again, but they are just such a well-oiled machine. Everything about that play was just perfect.
How much teamwork came into full effect there. This is brilliant, right? So Mo gets the first kill. Mystic then decides to poke on it just at the right time, because otherwise he could have been dead. And then AKM's left all alone, completely surrounded, outgunned, and outdone. And that seems to be the side here for the attacking side of SUMN FC. They are outdoing Monkey Business in every single way.
Yeah, I mean, AKM has had a couple of whiffed shots, but like in that situation, I don't know what he can really do. You'd have to be ready for Mystic to peak, but that just seems unreasonable to make that reaction so quickly. It's unbelievable, really. This is why I said at the start of this game, I can't wait to see more of SUMN FC, because we know they've had the time to practice and develop even further. And you're seeing right in that round alone, they just, as soon as they got that spike planted, they set up to play it as a 2v3, not to play two 1v1s or 1vx's. That's exactly what we want to see. Now, this push on the A side, it's a little bit choppy at the start, trading into a 3 versus 3, but without the man advantage, they've got the site, and that's all they needed. SUMN FC are now spread out. They're going to take individual fights over towards A main, but they're pushing up into spawn together. They've now got that information. Spawn is clear. They're not retaking from here, so it's either short or it's A main. Mystic is going to be on guard and ready, but here they come clearing back. There's no way that Oni gets away with this now. They know exactly where he is. Oh, the gun is spotted. That is a mistake that cost him his life. And Boaster quickly swings through when he has the information on the final two. Monkey Business are just getting outclassed right now. You can see, like, they don't know what's going on. It's like entering a game of high-stakes poker, and you don't even know what the numbers on the cards mean.
And the thing is, this is a big event, right, for Monkey Business, because they're rumored to be joining other organizations or potentially joining a big organization within the Valorant region. And especially for Europe, right, we're finally getting more organizations come in and be able to test the waters and say they want to support this game, which what we've been asking since the very beginning of this, right? There were some front runners with it, but we've been asking and hoping because we have so many skilled teams. And that's another thing. SUMN right now, again, still not picked up. I was making tweets at Astralis, Fnatic, XL, someone just pick him, you know.
Yeah.
This is a team that deserves a home, and that's another thing to credit SUMN with. They are a team who do not have salaried players. They're all doing this for as much as possible with the love of the game and trying to make some dreams come true. And yet, despite that second place, they've still not found their home.
It's crazy. It really is. AKM in there with an opening. Mo goes down, but Boaster again. This guy is so quick to react. He's left in a 1v3 and Ace clutch on Upper. And he took two.
Oh my God.
The shock dart saves the day for what could have been a 1 versus 3 Ace clutch for Boaster, who has just been on fire so far today. But finally, Monkey Business come through and they pick up their second round. But is it too little, too late? Because again, after all those round wins relatively cleanly, SUMN have got plenty of credits. Not only that, though, the ult economy is heavily in their favor.
Yeah, it's only Doma on the Jet without it. They're in a good spot, and they got surprised by the Thrifty, right? Full mid control taken there by Monkey Business, and the Sheriffs came up huge, and some were actually caught trying to get themselves set up, which they don't normally find. Maybe Monkey Business can capitalize on that again. Only he's just holding back after that one. He spotted around and he's like, this is a risk that's not worth taking right now. Swarm grenades go down and that's going to give him some extra cover. If the alarm bot can pay off as a rush comes in, then there might be some softened up players. But SUMN don't have to commit to this. Plenty of time left on the clock for them to work with. And AKM, he's already repositioned himself. He hasn't found much success with that operator. He's been relying heavily on trying to get information, open up rounds, but time and time again, he's missed the mark.
The problem with Monkey Business setup here is that they're relying on B being completely clear because they've put a wall down. They're up against a Jet and an Omen. Two players that can easily pass that wall. Now the wall is gone, in fact, because they put it at the very start of the round. It's just disappeared, and they're still leaving B completely open without the full info that it's going to be an A hit. But that gamble might just pay off, because now the push into the site meets an almost full stack of players. Doma completely... Oh, he's going to go for the heaven push. He's going right up into them, but no, he's actually ducked down below. It doesn't matter if Mystic falls, though, because they've got to pick that spike back up and plant it quickly as that Killjoy ultimate is still, or is just about to be in play.
Oh, this is huge, though. Mo looking to cause some big problems for him. They managed to destroy the defender's Killjoy ult as well. The spike will still go down, and Jack is just sat waiting back. Problematic for Monkey Business. Tivik, he's trying to find his way in, and he has been the point man for this team over and over again in the rounds they've been trying to pick up, but isn't even going to be enough as Doma finds one through the wall. The revive's coming in, and it's all going on. Monkey Business full commit to try and make this happen, and finally, another round with guns this time to be picked up for them. A third round that they so desperately needed because they could not afford to be reset.
Yeah, you can see, though, the flaws in that round. As we said, over towards the B site, there were...
round before the switch.
It was a bit of an all-in, a bit of a gamble, but it worked out. And when you're SUMN FC, that's just an unlucky round. You know, they ran into the site that their opponents had gambled on, and it worked out. It was cleanly executed afterwards by Monkey Business. They used their ults at the right time to push someone out of position, open up space. What they did was correct. But my query and my worry is, how repeatable is it? You've just won a round off the back of having 4 players towards the correct side and 1 quickly rotating. Now you've got to do it in the final round without the ultimates, really, in terms of impact ults. When you've got an op, those with that Blade Storm not going to be as important, let's say, as a lockdown, for example, or a res or a Hunter's Fury. And then the teleport, again, it has its uses, but they're both situational for this. SUMN FC don't have ults either, but it heads up gameplay. They've been better so far. Bit of a miscalculation by Doma. He thought the Cloudburst was going to stay up a little longer, and so gets off for it. That's an opening duel for Monkey Business, and a good building block, a good foundation to build on.
We see the Omen ult committed. Unco, in the meantime, still expecting someone that might push through the smoke. They have B under control, and he can get the spike down if he wants, but needs to wait for the rest of his team to come in and be set up for it. Boaster needs to be careful out here because they are on the hunt for him. He manages to deal with it, but he can be pushed at any point. Throws it out and tries to deal with it, but more kills going his way. And Boaster is feeling hot. Eventually surrounded, players coming from both sides, but with the spike down, SUMN are in a good position to hold on. 3 versus 3. AKM has committed the knives to it. It's the last round, so get the ult out, make it work any way you can. But are they going to check it? Oh, this could be a problem. Jack is in such a good spot. First kill found. Straight in looking for more. Mystic strikes at the same time. And Onlyby is all alone. It's a 1v3. And he doesn't know where to look or turn. He knows where that player is. He knows the alarm bot was out. And he knew he was pincered in. 9-3. And what a superb first half here from SUMN FC.
Yeah, this is again one of these situations where you've got 3 rounds, but really the rounds that you won, they're very, very unique, very niche.
Yep.
It's ones like this, if you're not closing out a round like this, 3v2, like, there's a couple of things. The spacing there for Element, he needed to be closer. One player knew he was going to check that top stairs. I don't know if they didn't communicate it or the other players didn't react, but there's always going to be problems if you're playing like that, offering up multiple 1v1 situations. Yes, SUMN FC played it insanely well, as we said, but they're also being given the space to make those plays. Teams like Heretics, like G2, they won't give you that. They play so well together that even when you try to set up like that, they will counter you. They will trade you out. And right now, those are the missing pieces for Monkey Business. Something that you can definitely improve over time, though. You know, you spend a month playing together as a team, 2 months, that changes. You start to get that cohesion and stick together more on that. But for now, in this game in particular, SUMN FC are playing a completely different game than what Monkey Business are.
And that's a problem for Monkey Business because you were really overrun. Like you mentioned, the rounds they won weren't exactly the cleanest. Even getting a Thrifty in there, we could have been looking at this being a 10-2 scoreline. They'll be happy with a 3, but they need to really step it up and come online now in a round like this. Even losing the opening pick, despite the damage being done to Doma, it's not going to be ideal for him. Already being on the back foot, already not really fully understanding where they want to take this. And I feel they just need to play together a little bit more. How many times did we see Unco? Okay, it was on his defensive side, but he'd push out, and then there was no option for a refrag. There was no trade in here. Monkey Business need to try and play to their strengths, because we know actually how skilled some of these players have been, and can be. Information is going to be found. They've been pushing up into this A site. It may be free for now, but Boaster, he's ready for the run and gun. Unco didn't even have a chance to react. And now it's a 5v3 retake. They may close the door, but that's all they can really hope for at this point. Great positioning of the alarm bot, especially as Doma is low. Him being softened up might be helpful. Oh, nicely done. They took a real forward position. With Element backed away. They've got the numbers into a more advantageous position, but it still favors SUMN FC. Can they work it here? The push comes round, and Element, he hears it all going down, but he's going to need some superb backup from his teammate.
No, this isn't looking good. Element, he's got to swing. They've got to go. Oh, they know now they're not sticking it. Element can buy a little bit more time, get the heal up, but he hasn't got his weapon out as he swings. Mystic with the frenzy, closing out the round, putting it double digits on the board for SUMN FC. And James, you know, you mentioned in the previous game when we were on the desk that if you're losing both pistols and winning the game, then that's huge.
Crazy.
For SUMN FC, they've won both pistols now. They got the follow-up in the previous. They lost an eco. They went in with the buy rounds. Like, so far, we've had, let's just look at the timeline, right? A round where SUMN FC were on, like, frenzies and stuff and had one ultimate for Doma, popped the Blade Storm. So they didn't have any weapons, basically. We've had a Thrifty round where they pushed down mid from Monkey Business. And we've had one other one. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the stack on A, right? The full gamble.
Yes.
None of those were normal buy rounds. and that's what we're going to see now for a little while, and possibly until the end of the game. Monkey Business, though, hold on. They've got themselves a couple of stingers, and they're certainly making it hurt. SUMN FC in a 2v4, a full A rush, and a gamble that they needed to make. Being so far behind, investing at this point, forcing it up, was a brave play, but one that has paid off tenfold. As SUMN, they look like they're even considering a save, but they're looking for opportunities. Oh my, well, that's not an opportunity. Double peak, double dead, and that's going to be a 1v4 save. The easiest decision for Mo. Easiest one he's ever made.
It seemed like a decision they weren't too sure on making, though, right? Because you mentioned it looked like they were going to save because Mo started to back away. Then Chak wanted to stay a little bit longer. For now, Mo's just looking to see if he can get potentially another 1-2 kills if possible. Wants to do some extra damage to him. But this was a big risk for Monkey Business taking this force, but it paid off. And this is something that could, potentially, it's a long way away, but accelerate them with the chance to get a big win in. And Mitch, am I seeing the same screen as you? This isn't an error? This is definitely what I'm seeing on my screen. They're not going to sell this. Boaster, I know you're a madman. Oh, there we go. Oh, they're just trolling. Okay.
What
is going on?
That would be a weird buy, considering where their economy's at as well. I don't know about that. I think that was a wink at the audience right there, breaking the fourth wall for a minute.
I respect it, you know. I respect it.
Just, yeah, they were doing it, and then one of the pro divisions got in touch. No, that's not allowed. That's not allowed in competitive play. Of course, it is. It is.
No Bucky plays.
Some people not a big fan of the Bucky, but I call them noobs. They 5 versus 5 with very weak weapons for SUMN. They try to bring a little bit of Monkey Business's business to themselves. A push down middle with the weaker weapons that does not work out. Pistols now lay on the floor, and SUMN FC have a 2v5. Would be nice if it was a 2v4. Would have rolled off the tongue a little bit more. But oh well. Gotta stick with the real score. With 6 rounds between them, likely to be 5. There's no doubt Monkey Business have got the opportunity to pull this off, but once the weapons come out for SUMN FC, that's when I get very, very worried.
Yeah, this is not really much we expected in a round like this for SUMN FC. And they've got the rounds to play with, right? It's more important for them to just have the money for the next round and try and take this game decisively.
One enemy remaining.
Spectre, it's never nice, really. It has a sweet spot of range. Well, yeah. So too does the Frenzy.
Right in your face.
Exactly, yeah. Spectre's nice up close. If you ADS it, I find this spray to be wild and unpredictable compared with the hip fire, and I just haven't spent the time to learn the ADS spray. But like this range right here, perfect, right? Thing is, player was fighting also with a pistol, and then the one over in Connector had a Frenzy, which, you know, talk about that sweet spot, it is literally up in your face. But 10-5, the scoreline that we expected. The buy for Monkey Business, they're upgrading a little bit, but for the most part, it is going to be a bonus round. If you're SUMN FC, though, this is when you have to win. Well, no, they have a little bit of lag room, obviously, because of the 5-round lead. But considering you're up against the weak weapons, you don't want to allow Monkey Business to get that little bit of confidence built back up and to feel comfortable again, because they are still on their toes. A lot of steps being heard inside of B. At least 2 players known to be here. And Doma still has his dash, so he's going to go in for this.
I love it. He goes in, takes a shot, can't make it connect, but does get the information. He escapes with his life, and that's the main thing. These shock darts, they come out quite nicely. Don't do a huge amount of damage, but they're going to take it. And then straight in to an attacking Killjoy. Oh, Mo wants to tank this for the meantime. Oh my god, Mo! How on earth are you getting away with that? Just sprayed out straight into it. It forces the revive out of him. No players detained because he was willing to risk his life for whatever kills he could get. They did not expect to see him like that.
You know, he's made them pop 2 ults and they're still not in a good position. You've got the res, you've got the lockdown, and a man disadvantage. You didn't even get the sight from it. Let alone that, the fact that there was still an AWP up towards spawn would have been dangerous, but they had Omen at the time, so they could have smoked it off. This is absolute madness. Now as they move into the A site, they've lost their Omen. They don't have the utility to block off sightlines anymore. They have to take fights. There's going to be 2... Well, that's it. That's the round pretty much done. A Hunter's Fury thrown out here as Just one final attempt, one alley-oop that's just not going to land.
Oh, no.
Utility still in play for Jack. He shuts down both on range. And 11-5. I want to point out that we had every ultimate that Monkey Business had used up in this round, and that was just the most disgusting peak by Mo. If he had a Spectre, I'd accept it. With a Phantom, that is just pure confidence. And again, a small mistake by Monkey Business, not to be aware of somebody pushing at that point. But
they really believed in it, didn't they? They believed that the Killjoy is going to push you back, and 9 times out of 10, players run away and they say, yeah, cool, I'm not going to fight
Or
this.
they push
Instead,
earlier. It was the timing that he pushed at was so late that they should normally be just about to run out, so they'd be looking at you. But he just had this read that they were still setting up. There were no smokes down. They hadn't used utility yet. So the timing in his head made sense that they were now setting up their utility to push. And it's just, that read was unbelievable.
And you got to remember as well, he also had Doma in the back lines with the operator outside of the ult if they did continue to push on it. It was complete lockdown. But the starting rounds in this, for now, at least for SUMN, has not gone their favor. Oh, Mo, Doma even sorry on that one. He misses off the huge shots with the operator. Tries to dash out, but he's completely overwhelmed, and now it's a 2v3. Spike down. And they're going to use the buddy system. They're going to play it together. They don't want to take these individual fights.
Here we go. The lockdown in
brilliant.
play. Up close, it's online almost every single round for one of these teams, and it's back up. The A site now going to force these guys into pushing. 4 seconds left as the peak comes through. They can destroy it now, but Jack is defending it. He's going to lock down at least one of these players. They're detained as he moves in towards the site. Jack taps it. He's baiting them out into using the utility right away. AKM was a bait. Oh, no! Why would you peek? You know he's not on it. They've activated the utility, and they still think he might go for it. This turret is actually going to kill AKM, but he gets him first.
Wow.
Well, that was an absolutely just insane round from the very beginning until the end. When you activate 2 nanoswarms on top of the spike, there's no way he can defuse it, and yet they still peaked and almost lost the round because of it. That was madness.
And that was scary because he did so much damage to him. He was low, and like you said, the turret could potentially have killed him. He went in for it, he had to land the shots, and okay, they got away with it. But that was cutting it close. Risky business for Monkey Business, but they still managed to get their 6th round on the board, and I'm not believing just yet, but they're showing us a better face. It's just, it's not as clear cut, it's not as clean as what SUMN FC have shown us.
Exactly. The rounds they're getting are down to anarchy and chaos so far. But I'm ready, if this is going to keep on working, I'm ready to accept that. For SUMN FC, though, they get the opening duel. It's with a very aggressive A push. The breach popping flashes, free as can be to allow the swings to come on through. And Monkey Business now in a little bit of trouble. They're going in for a bit of a spawn push on AKM, but he holds himself. Just going to hold the control that side of... Oh, Boaster 1 HP now. That spray was so good. He gets taken down easily then by AKM. This is looking like it's going to be a B hit. There's still 2 players here. Still Killjoy utility to be played with, and they know B main is secure because of that alarm bot. So Jack could focus his attention towards market. So it's quite lucky that Monkey Business have decided to not push through market exclusively.
Now, if Doma can make something special happen with the knives, that could be the real change-up for him. But even Jack's position, if it gets baited out for, that could be a huge play for them, especially considering the positions that are about to be taken. Oh, he can't quite land the 2nd shot. Damage was done. Now Mo trying to hope he can line them up. He's managed to get 1 kill. Mystic's there as well. Pressure still being applied. An Element, he doesn't look to the right position. They're trying to fight it off. It's into the 1v1. He's got just about enough time to plant this spike. But Doma comes flying on forward, tries to look for the mistake to be had. But he's safely tucked away behind the wall. Now with a Vandal in hand, it's going to be a fight off 4 position. If someone get this round, it's going to be absolutely huge. Doma can spam that spot, but it's a risk he doesn't want to take in a situation like this. Oh, and he does it still. He looks for it. Little does he know how close he was. That could have been huge. He's still going to clear it. He's still going to check it, and the headshot's landed. The spike's going to get defused, and the extra shots fired to the body with the knives as well, because SUMN FC have taken it 1 step closer to winning their map pick.
And, you know, it's really smart stuff as well by Doma to take so long, because he's starting to make that player worried about where else he can come from. Having already cloud bursted over towards the alley, he could easily have walked over there and started to push down. The spam kind of gave away his position a little bit, but hey, he wins it in the end with the pre-aim. And looking at now a 12-6 scoreline, a position for Monkey Business where most of the rounds they've had have not been something of beauty or something that you would imagine they can repeat. This has got to be a complete turnaround in performance. They're up against a Rolling Thunder as well in the hands of SUMN FC, but they've got their own ults to deal with. The Blade Storm, or to work with rather. The Blade Storm comes out right away. AKM popping Boaster right in the head. That's a Rolling Thunder dealt with at the very beginning of the round. Doma tries to get out, but he gets tickled on his way. Down 50 HP from one of those knives, catching him in the back. And now we end up with, oh, actually a little more. I think he was being hit in the leg. So he's down 75 with his armor removed as well. Luckily, he has the operator in hand, so it might not matter so much if he can get the first bullet off.
And it's the weapon upgrade that Monkey Business was able to get. Remember, they were on 2 lower bide weapons, the Spectre and the Stinger in play. One of them's now become a Phantom. Doma knows there's still a huge amount of presence towards mid. He's just hoping that someone might come towards him. But for now, they're gearing up to this A push. Unko still wants to play in that lurker position. Jack down on the bottom of the site. His bots are triggered. He's trying to hold on to his position, but oh, he's got to be careful. He starts to get tapped down and tagged down from all angles there. The site's going to be well in control of Monkey Business and SUMN. They're going to struggle to go for one like this. Mystic toying up in A lobby, trying to make it happen.
Good peek by Doma. He checks the back, catches the frag, and now as the spike goes down, they knew they were waiting for something, right? They were waiting for that flank to come through, but SUMN had the read. Check it correctly and leave him into a 3v3. Perfectly winnable retake. They also know there's a player towards Wine, and so he's in a little bit of trouble here, but Mystic luckily reloading as the player looks to leave. Now into a full side hold. They've got no control elsewhere, so SUMN FC can really just burst out once all this utility disappears. The reload on down below. Mystic catches AKM. Oni has already been spotted, so they know exactly where he is. Vic has to make the play, and he's caught off guard. Oni trying to play as much time as he can, but sprayed through the wall to close it out, Banks. That's going to be a defuse for SUMN FC. And a 13-6 scoreline to start out the first map. That was Monkey Business's home ground. Not ideal.